In the world of manufacturing, standard costing has long been the backbone of how companies manage their expenses and assess their performance. But let's take a moment to peel back the layers of this seemingly straightforward system and explore the psychological impacts that often go unnoticed. You see, beneath the spreadsheets and variance reports lies a complex web of human behavior and decision-making that can significantly influence the culture and performance of an organization. When we talk about setting standards, we often think of them as benchmarks, something to strive for. But what happens when those benchmarks become psychological anchors? Take production supervisors, for example. They're under immense pressure to meet labor efficiency standards. In their quest to hit those targets, they might inadvertently discourage their team from taking the time to address quality issues. Instead of fostering a culture of continuous improvement, we end up with a short-sighted focus on hitting immediate cost targets. This isn't just about numbers, it's about the very mindset that shapes our work environments. The psychological ramifications of standard costing extend far beyond the shop floor. Imagine finance teams feeling the heat to manipulate standards to make variances look more favorable. It's a subtle but dangerous game that can create a culture of compliance, where people are more focused on avoiding negative variances than on innovating or improving processes. This isn't just a financial issue, it's a cultural one that can stifle creativity and progress. Now, let's talk about the clash between standard costing and modern manufacturing methodologies like lean manufacturing. Lean principles emphasize continuous flow and waste reduction, but standard costing often incentivizes behaviors that lead to batch production and inventory buildup. The irony is palpable. While a company might be striving for operational excellence, its financial reporting requirements can create a barrier to that very goal. For instance, when a manufacturer embraces just-in-time production, they might face unfavorable cost variances, which can discourage them from implementing these more efficient practices. It's a paradox that can leave organizations feeling trapped between their financial and operational goals. And then there's Six Sigma, aimed at reducing variability and improving quality. But here again, we see a disconnect. The rigid nature of standard costs can mask the process improvements achieved through Six Sigma initiatives. When variance analysis focuses solely on cost deviations, it becomes difficult for organizations to showcase the financial benefits of their quality improvements. Imagine pouring resources into a project that improves quality, only to have the accounting system downplay its success. It's disheartening, to say the least. As we move into an era of digital transformation, the clash between legacy standard costing systems and modern technologies becomes even more pronounced. Manufacturers are investing heavily in smart factories, IoT sensors, and real-time monitoring, yet many still rely on outdated costing systems rooted in the past. This disconnect creates inefficiencies that can stifle innovation. Picture a machine learning system identifying a process improvement opportunity in real time, but the standard costing system won't reflect that insight until the next monthly update. This lag can lead to missed opportunities and wasted resources. Moreover, the sheer volume of data generated by modern manufacturing operations can overwhelm traditional standard costing frameworks. Companies often find themselves juggling multiple systems, one for standard cost accounting and another for operational analytics. This duplication not only drives up costs, but also creates confusion, making it difficult for decision-makers to navigate the information landscape effectively. Let's not forget about the impact of standard costing on supplier relationships. When manufacturers set material standards, they often create implicit expectations that can strain partnerships. If a standard cost assumes annual price reductions, purchasing managers might feel compelled to adopt an adversarial negotiating stance rather than fostering collaboration. In today's interconnected global marketplace, this can hinder the very partnerships that drive success. And speaking of global sourcing, standard costing struggles to capture the true costs of international decisions. Sure, it might suggest that sourcing from a low-cost country yields savings, but it often overlooks extended lead times, quality verification, and compliance requirements. In a world where supply chain resilience is more critical than ever, these oversights can lead to significant pitfalls. The static nature of standard costs becomes particularly problematic in volatile markets. With material prices fluctuating rapidly, standard costs can quickly become outdated, leading to variances that offer little real insight into performance. In an era where agility is key, clinging to rigid costing methods can hold organizations back. Now let's pivot to the talent management dimension. The evolution of manufacturing technology has created a skills gap in cost accounting professionals. Those trained in traditional standard costing often lack the data analytics skills needed to navigate modern manufacturing intelligence systems. This mismatch can slow down digital transformation efforts and limit the value organizations can extract from their technology investments. It's a challenge that can't be ignored. Furthermore, the dominance of standard costing can create career development hurdles for finance professionals. Those who excel at variance analysis may find their skills becoming less relevant as organizations shift toward more dynamic, data-driven decision-making approaches. This reality underscores the urgent need for professional development programs that equip cost accounting staff with the skills to thrive in this evolving landscape. Let's also touch on the regulatory and compliance considerations that come into play. While standard costing serves important financial reporting purposes, it can complicate compliance with various regulations. Organizations must meticulously document their costing methodologies and variance treatments to satisfy auditors, which can lead to more rigid systems than necessary. And for global manufacturers, reconciling standard costing practices across different jurisdictions can be a logistical nightmare. What's acceptable in one country may not fly in another, forcing companies to navigate a complex web of compliance requirements. As we look toward the future, it's clear that the emergence of Industry 4.0 technologies highlights the limitations of traditional standard costing. Smart manufacturing systems provide real-time feedback on performance, yet standard costing's periodic variance analysis struggles to incorporate this information effectively. The opportunity for predictive analytics and machine learning tools is immense, offering new possibilities for cost management that go beyond traditional methods. However, many organizations grapple with integrating these capabilities into their existing frameworks. Environmental and sustainability considerations also loom large. Modern manufacturers face increasing pressure to monitor and report their environmental impact, yet standard costing often fails to effectively incorporate sustainability metrics. This disconnect can lead to decisions that optimize traditional cost metrics while neglecting environmental consequences. In a world increasingly focused on sustainability, this is a critical oversight. The movement towards circular economy models presents additional challenges. Traditional cost accounting often struggles to capture the value of recycling, remanufacturing, and product life extension activities. This limitation can make sustainable initiatives appear less financially attractive than they truly are, undermining organizations' efforts to embrace more responsible practices. So, what's the way forward? Progressive manufacturers are beginning to explore hybrid approaches that combine elements of standard costing with more dynamic cost management methods. These systems might maintain standard costs for financial reporting while integrating real-time analytics for operational decision-making. It's a balancing act that requires careful planning and investment, but the potential rewards are significant. Ultimately, the future of manufacturing cost management doesn't lie in abandoning standard costing altogether. Instead, it's about supplementing it with new tools and approaches that better serve the needs of modern manufacturers. Organizations that successfully navigate this transition will be better positioned to compete in an increasingly complex and dynamic global landscape. In conclusion, the overlooked aspects of standard costing reveal a multifaceted set of challenges that manufacturers must confront. While standard costing continues to play a crucial role in financial reporting and basic cost control, its limitations can hinder organizations' ability to thrive in today's rapidly changing environment. By addressing these psychological, operational, and technological challenges, manufacturers can create a culture of innovation and agility that drives long-term success. The journey won't be easy, but it's one worth embarking on for those who seek to lead in the future of manufacturing.